Hi, Facebook. Frankie Lamont from Keller Williams Center City.
Kevin Berju, Centennial Lending Group, also Center City, Keller Williams.
Yes, and I'm a realtor. You are?
I am a lender.
There you go. Okay, in-house lender here at Keller Williams Center City.
Yes, I am.
So, just so you guys know, we have another video that we are going to be posting, but we just want to do one really quickly. And the topic is going to be on, you have a buyer. We already have the buyer has a lender, and mortgage is in full swing. What's the next step? And that is the appraisal. So what I'm going to ask Kevin is, what does the appraisal, how does that work? What does the process look like?
Okay, so one of the things that happens is that when the appraisal's ordered, it used to be you could call up your buddy, the appraiser, and say, hey, Bob, can you do an appraisal on this? Well, because of the mortgage meltdown in the past 10 years, that's no longer allowable. So it's actually an appraisal group, a third party that orders, we order it through them. So they choose kind of from a wheel. But it's very important in that process to use somebody who uses local appraisers. So the appraisal's the order goes out, somebody accepts the order. Hopefully it's someone local, because you could get somebody from Allentown who goes on the big bank list and says, gee, I want to do stuff in Philadelphia. Then they get down here and they go, well, isn't one side of Broad Street the same as the other, or Passyunk or Washington?
And you're like, no.
No, not at all. I mean, Philadelphia is a city that changes block by block.
Yes.
And if you don't know that what's going on in Brewery Town or some other neighborhoods, then you're not going to know that those neighborhoods are up and coming, or how they're increasing in value. So it's very important that you use someone who has local knowledge, and that's what we do. We only use appraisers who are very, very aware of what's going on and work in Philadelphia all the time.
I would ask why, but you already answered the question, which is that Philadelphia is very much up, right? It's very much on the upswing. So literally, Brewery Town, Point Breeze, these neighborhoods, if someone's not indigenous to this neighborhood or the city, they're not going to know.
Right. I mean, you have neighborhoods that have changed, by 50% in value over the last year and a half, 2 years. It's incredible what's going on. So we order the appraiser. The appraiser makes an appointment, usually with the listing realtor.
Okay.
Now, one of the other good things for the listing realtor to know and to have is to have the ways that they came up with the price, because we all wonder, well, okay, you're asking X amount of dollars for a house. How did you come up with this?
Right.
Usually they go through the multiple listing service and figure out, what other houses have sold for in the past 4 to 6 months that are just like the house that you're looking for.
So same number of bathrooms, bedrooms?
Yes.
Okay.
There's certain leeway that you have. You can adjust a certain amount for bedrooms and bathrooms, but really it should be the same marketability that they use. So in other words, I may want a house that's 1,200 square feet on a certain block. Mm-hmm. I may not want a condominium that's 1,200 square feet on the same block.
Correct.
So they may be valued the same, have the same bedrooms, bathrooms, and square footage, but it's two different markets.
Right.
So they shouldn't be used in the same comparables. So that's why they will look at it, and it's good for the listing realtor to say, hey, here's what we use. So the appraiser comes down, takes a look at all of that. We'll take measurements, we'll take pictures, and then we'll go in the area and take pictures of comparable properties as well.
Okay. And then, how long is this process?
Usually 10, 15 days, sometimes 20. Sometimes you'll have a property that's difficult to compare out. It may be a one-bedroom single-family house that you don't see a lot of, or a 3,000 square foot one-bedroom condominium that you don't see a lot of. So it takes a little bit longer time. Also, there's different times of the season. We're crazy busy in March, April, May, and June.
Right.
And January, we're not quite as busy, so it's the same for the appraisers. So they may take a little bit less time there.
So depending on the season, and also depending on the property and how unique it is, or how, I don't want to say not unique. Okay, and then who's getting a copy of this?
So what will happen is the appraiser will gather everything together, put it into a report, and send it to the lending company.
Okay.
The underwriter then looks at it, verifies, and generally they just look to see that the procedure was followed, that they're looking at like properties that are the same, and then they'll put their stamp on it. Once that's done, and every lender is a little bit different in the procedure, but once that's done, we send it out to the borrower. And we're required to now by law. It used to be that they weren't, and borrowers didn't always get a copy. I always gave them one at settlement anyhow, but now it's required by law that you have a copy of your appraisal. They're
Okay.
paying for it. They should have it.
And so the buyer is getting a copy of this as well?
Buyer's getting a copy of it.
Now, what does the buyer do with a copy of the appraisal?
Whatever they want.
Whatever they want. They can put it in a picture frame.
Well, I mean, it can come into play in certain instances, for insurance.
Right.
It may come into play. It may come into play, when trying to lower their taxes. They could say,
Okay.
well, I have an appraisal, and here's what stuff in the area sold for, and here's a house 2 doors down that
Right.
is the same exact house, the same valuation, yet their taxes are $5,000 and my taxes are $7,000.
Right. What's going
So,
on? Yeah.
So it's good you can use it in a number of ways.
Wow. All right. So to recap, we're talking about a buyer who has a house, they've picked a lender, and now we're going into appraisal, right? Because mortgage is in full swing. And Kevin just beautifully illustrated what that process looks like. Again, just to recap, we do have another video. It's a little bit longer that we will be putting out in roughly a week.
Yes, it's about the entire process.
Yeah, so this
What
is
to
just a
expect.
little clip of the entire process.
An excerpt.
There you go.
There
Good
we
way
go.
of saying it. And again, my name is Frankie Lamont. I'm a realtor here at Keller Williams Center City, and this is...
I'm Kevin Berju, branch manager of Centennial Lending Group, also here at Keller Williams in Center City.
And if people wanted to reach you, where could they reach you?
They can reach me right on my cell, 215-681-3587.
Okay, and please don't hesitate to contact me. My number is 215-301-4009. Bye, everyone. Thanks for watching.
Thank you so much, Frankie.
You're welcome.
Bye-bye.
Yeah.